Hello, welcome to IT World Canada. I'm Greg Meckbach, editor of Network World Canada. With me I have Paolo del Nibletto, editor of Computer Dealer News, or CDN, which is Canada's foremost IT channel publication. Today we're here to debate the Nortel bankruptcy. What does the future hold for Nortel? Before we get into that, it's important to understand what bankruptcy is. Nortel continues to operate. It continues to sell voice and data products to both carriers and enterprises. The difference between Tuesday and today is, as of Tuesday, Nortel was supposed to pay a little over $100 million in interest payments to debt holders. However, yesterday they got protection from the Ontario Superior Court from making any debt payments. That lasts till at least February 13th, so none of their bondholders can take any action against them, and they don't have to pay off debt right now anyway. Although that sounds great, bankruptcy always has consequences down the road, and that's what we're here to talk about. So, Paolo, how about you start? What do you think is going to happen to Nortel as a result of their declaration of bankruptcy?
Well, I don't think it looks good for Nortel right now. We're in a poor economy, the onset of a global depression. They have $4.5 billion in debt that they have to pay off, which they'll probably never do. And, you know, sales are going to be down. There's a question if people want their product too. There's a trust factor involved. I think right now it's right on the shoulders of Mike Zaffarowski, the CEO. He's going to have to pull out a miracle to save this company. I think it's going to be broken up and sold off to foreign investors. Don't look to Cisco to be one of those. They don't buy competing product. But I'm sure there's going to be lots of suitors out there who smell blood and see that they can get great technology at a bargain basement price.
I don't think they're going to be broken up and sold, simply because no one's going to be willing to buy either the pieces or the entire thing. Nortel's market cap as of yesterday was $65 million. If anyone was actually interested in any of these pieces, they would have made an offer a long time ago. I think what's going to happen is pretty soon you're going to get an ad hoc committee of bondholders. They're going to have a say in how it's run. They're going to look at the books and they're going to say, hey, if we just sell everything off, we're going to get probably 0 cents on the dollar because Nortel has negative equity right now of $1 billion. So I think what the bondholders are going to realize, what the bondholders are going to think is that, hey, we got to continue operating so at least we can make money off the technology we already have.
This is a period that I think Nortel should be reflecting on what has happened in the past. I think that they lost their identity in their growth period. They failed to be a Canadian company. They wanted to be a global, international, sexy player like all the others. And I think they just lost their way.
They have continued to be experts on voice communications. I think that's where they're going to have to continue focusing. They may get completely out of voice, but they're going to have to pick an area they're good at and stick to it. What I think is going to happen is they'll have to have a much more narrow focus. Right now they offer CDMA equipment to carriers. They have, of course, their PBX business. They got unified communications, call center. They even have firewalls and intrusion protection. I think the bondholder is going to discover that's too wide a breadth, and they're just going to have to cut down some product lines.
You know, they purchased a whole bunch of internet flavor of the month companies like XROS and Qterra. It cost them $34 billion, and they got nothing in return. And I think that's where they lost their way. I do think the Bay Networks deal worked out for them, but that's about it. And up until William Owens and Mike Zaffarowski came on board, they lacked leadership. And without leadership, this once great company fell into its demise that it is right now. And they need feet on the street, and I believe you said they had 3,000 internal sales staff. That's not going to cut it. They need something like 100,000 partners across the globe that can sell their product, and that means developing a channel program that's going to provide incentives for them to sell their products. It may be too late, but you know what? They should try it because they got nothing more to lose.
And whether it is too late for Nortel, time will tell. For IT World Canada, I'm Greg Meckbach, editor of Network World Canada magazine.
And I'm Paolo Nibletto, the editor of Computer Dealer News magazine. Thank you very much.